What's up YouTube? Joe from BearsLake.com. Today I want to talk to you about vaping. There's been a lot of talk in the media about vaping. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not. Some people are cigarette smokers, some people are vapors, some people switch from cigarette smoking to vaping because it is indeed a safer alternative. But there's been several negative stuff in the media about vaping, such as vaping deaths. What they don't tell you is that those vaping deaths are related to the THC cartridges that people buy on the streets. These are mixed by drug dealers, basically, and then sold in the streets just like any other drug you could possibly get bad batch that somebody made. But they're laying a blanket blame on vaping and giving a blanket bad name to vaping. Couple facts about vaping. I want to, for those of you that don't really know much about it, I wanted to tell you what is actually in vape juice or e-liquid, just like this, that you can buy, and you can make yourself. You can buy the raw materials and make it yourself. So, first ingredient is vegetable glycerin, or VG. Okay. This is a viscous, thick fluid that is found in everything from foods to pharmaceuticals to personal care products and, of course, e-juice. VG's main function for our purposes is to facilitate the visible clouds produced when vaping. VG tastes slightly sweet by itself, and this mild sweetness can potentially affect certain flavors, mostly in a good way. Okay, second ingredient. There's only a few ingredients here. PG. It's propylene glycol. PG is a thin, odorless, and nearly tasteless fluid that is also used in personal care products, foods, and pharmaceuticals like VG. Vapors who prefer emphasis on flavors over larger clouds tend to go with a higher amount of PG in the juice, since PG is the ingredient that carries the flavor. Okay. Diluted nicotine. They offer a variety of strengths to match your nicotine comfort level. The higher the strength, the more careful you need to be. You do not want to spill the nicotine on yourself because it can be harmful. Nicotine is diluted with either PG base or VG base. The base liquid will not affect the nicotine strength in your juice, but your base will affect other aspects of your juice, such as how the ratio of PG and VG is laid out, viscosity, thickness of the e-juice, and subtle alterations in the flavor. So you got three ingredients to start out with the vape juice. Those are the main things. You can keep in mind you can do vape juice without nicotine. Nicotine is in cigarettes. It's in chewing tobacco. It's in gum and other smoking cessation devices. A vape device can also be a smoking cessation device. Then there's the flavor concentrates. So customizing the flavors of your e-juice is where the real magic begins. If a consumable product is pleasing to the taste buds, there is a flavor concentrate of it. Fruits, desserts, candy, soft drinks, hard drinks, energy drinks, coffee drinks, tobacco, cereals, and even some foods are all categories of concentrates with hundreds of individual flavors between them. So basically, this is the same flavoring that we use in foods and candy that food manufacturers use. So you got the VG, which is found in foods, pharmaceuticals, personal care products. You got PG, which is found in foods, pharmaceuticals, personal care products. And you got flavoring, which is found in all foods. Okay, now, how is that delivered? For those of you who don't know, I mean, vapors obviously know. I have a tank on this. This is called a mod. I have a tank on here. It's a vape tank. And inside here, it is, if I took this apart, there's a coil with cotton through it. The cotton's dipped in liquid because the liquid's filled up in the tank, and you draw from there. It pulls the liquid up through the cotton, hits the coil, vaporizes it, and then that's what you're inhaling. To give you a better example of this, I have what's called a dripping atomizer. It's one where you have to add juice. I don't use it much because it's a pain in the butt, but you do get better flavor out of it. But this is what's basically in all, and I mean all, vapes. I can't get it to focus there. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you can see that. There's a coil. That's usually made of canthal. You have your cotton, and then you have your juice well down there. So, to demonstrate, just going to drop a little bit of this juice on the cotton, get some on the coil. There was already some in there, so I didn't put as much. And this is just simply to demonstrate, how ridiculous what's going on with the vaping industry is. And I'm going to tell you why they're doing that. It's not about safety. It's a little bit about safety, but mostly not. That's not what they really care about. Okay, so got that juice in there. Now I'm going to fire this. Okay. So as you can see, what happened there, when I pushed the button, it created this steam. It's burning it off, just like you're cooking something in a frying pan. That's the way I look at it. The flavor's really, really good on this dripping atomizer. So, on to the conspiracy with the government. The government gets tons of money, tons of revenue from selling cigarettes, chewing tobacco, any kind of tobacco products to consumers, and then charging a massive tax on it. This number, which I think 2018 they made like $12.8 billion off of the industry, but over the past maybe 10 years since vaping's become a pretty big thing, this number's been steadily decreasing. Now, the tobacco companies tried to respond by coming out with their own e-cigarettes and their own types of vape juices, flavors that you can buy in a store, and usually it's more expensive than ordering some juice online. Okay, here's where the problem starts. They aren't selling this because I have so many options where I can go and buy different juices online for reasonable prices, multiple different flavors, and with these raw materials being common raw materials that are found in so many other products that we consume and use, and people can make it themselves. So it's almost impossible to regulate, because if they're going to start selling it and taxing crap out of it, people are just going to buy the shit and make it on their own. So they're losing tons of money. So what do? We scare the public into thinking that this is dangerous, that this is okay, I'm rolling up leaves in paper with nicotine on it. I'm lighting it, catching it on fire, and breathing in the smoke. It's causing cancer. It's turning my lungs black. But here, something where I am vaporizing a liquid that's used in foods, pharmaceuticals, personal care products, is dangerous. It's more dangerous than that. This proves that our government is more concerned about the revenue coming in from cigarettes than they are the public safety. That they go as far to lie and make this seem more dangerous. I understand marketing to kids. There needs to be something done that nobody's saying that this is good for you. We're just saying that this is way better than smoking cigarettes. So a lot of people use this and they go zero nicotine after a while. I'm on the lowest level of nicotine you can possibly get in here. I've quit 6 or 7 years ago. I've been to the doctor. The doctor says my lungs are in great condition as if I had never smoked. How does that happen? How did it happen? Because I stopped smoking cigarettes and I started vaping. There's a DC rally coming up. You can look it up online in Washington, DC, to protest against vaping. But it's not going to do anything, because all they're trying to do is convince the world that it's unsafe, so that they can continue to gain the revenue. They don't want to hear that it's safe. They prefer it not to be safe. They prefer the public to believe it not to be safe. That is ridiculous. That is horrible. Find another way to make the revenue. Find a way to regulate this stuff so it's still reasonably priced. But, I mean, this is something that's encouraged. There's countries over in Europe that actually, their equivalent of the FDA, tells people to vape. Quit smoking and vape. How could we... There's other intelligent nations out there. How the hell could one nation say one thing so contradictory to what our nation is saying? There's just a lot of people that don't know the facts, and I hope that this video helped people to understand about what vaping really is, and why we need to stand up and fight our government from banning this stuff. It's not cool. People are dying from cigarettes. A couple people died from vaping. A few people died from vaping, and those were from illegal THC cartridges that were bought off the street, made by some clown who's a drug dealer. So, I know this wasn't related to head gasket sealer, but it's something I have been really passionate about. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, of course, if you do have a head gasket leak in your car, or you have an oil leak, or you just want to improve your fuel economy with some fuel conditioner, go to www.bearsleak.com. Check us out. Call us at 859-428-7342. Text SEAL DEAL, SEALDEAL, to 859-428-7342. We'll send you some special discounts. Till next time, Joe from bearsleak.com. Be safe.